in setting up for today, if you happen to have blocks, you may want to have them nearby or a couple of books. We are going to progress towards half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. But if you don't have blocks, in any case, there'll be modifications and we'll come to build up to it. So you can always stick with what you've done in the prior round before or instead of progressing to something else I offer. All right. I'm going to start sitting today, knees bent on my heels. If that doesn't work for you because of your ankles or knees, feel free to sit in any position that allows for an aligned spine. And you could also use blankets here. Yeah, you could sit, tuck your toes under and sit up high if you want to like kind of wake up the toes. So whatever you like. We'll begin by just breathing into the torso to get some length there. As you relax down through your shoulders, hands anywhere that's comfortable for you. Start to soften through the face, maybe closing the eyes. Allowing ourselves to transition from whatever was happening to being present with your yoga practice. And by becoming more present and centered here, we will turn it into a yoga class as opposed to just an exercise class with mindful and intentional breath and movements. You may enjoy following the breath as it fills your belly, your lungs, lifting your shoulders a little bit on your inhalation. In the first couple, you may enjoy just a slow exhalation through the mouth to release any tension. And another one of those on your own, inhaling deeply. And exhaling through the mouth slowly. Setting an intention for your practice if you'd like. And to seal your intention, you can bring the palms together at heart center and gently draw the chin in towards your chest, lengthening the back of your neck. Coming back up to a neutral position. We'll stay right here for a couple of rounds, warming up the shoulders and upper back. So inhale right where you are. As you exhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms out, rounding the back and dropping the head. Inhale, draw the arms up towards the sky, pinkies pulling you back. Exhale, release the hands around behind you, interlace somewhere back there. And as you straighten the elbows, you can lift the pinkies, lift your heart and gaze. And then we're going to exhale and fold forward. Let the arms come a little bit over. Use the arms to pull you back up. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. We'll do that again as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, interlace the left comfortable way and press the palms out. Draw your head forward, round the back. Inhale, lengthen up through the arms, the torso. You can even squeeze the shoulders up near your ears. Exhale, release the hands, still that kind of unusual interlacing as you lengthen through the arms, lift through the chest and gaze. And one more time, optional exhaling forward, otherwise just stay where you are. Use an inhale to help bring you back up if you were folding forward. And exhale, hands back around to heart center. We're going to come onto our shins. So you can do that by, if you're sitting on your heels like I was, you can tuck your toes under to help you lift up. And then scoot back just a little bit. You're going to extend your right leg out to the side and see if you can press the outer blade of your foot down into the mat. Again, if you need to, grab some extra cushion under that knee, and you may enjoy pressing the top of your foot down behind you instead of tucking the toes, just to give you a little bit more of platform to help with balance. Okay, nice. So we're going to inhale, reach up with your left arm, right arm's just gently touching the right leg. And then as you exhale, reach across, kind of open up that left side. You're can stay with your head forward, or you can gaze down towards that outer blade of your right foot. Keep the arms straight. We're going to inhale, bring the arms parallel to the earth. And when I exhale again, same side, same way. Coming back up to neutral. One more time, nice slow stretch, holding it. Continue to breathe, just hold the position. And this time as you exhale, we're gonna go into kind of a modified Ardha Chandrasana half moon. So we're gonna bring our fingertips of the left hand down, making sure it's not too close to your knee. So at least under your shoulder, maybe even a little farther out. Really powerfully straighten through your right leg. And then imagine that you're against a wall. So there's a wall, but shoulder blades are pressing it, your glutes, the back of this leg. I know your other leg would be in the way, but we're just pretending here. And then go ahead and start thinking about lifting with your outer ankle and bring it parallel to the earth. And then press through the sole of your foot. So you're like putting a footprint on that side wall, kind of opening up the heart, reaching up through the fingertips, and staying here for a couple of breaths. And notice that you don't let your head heavy. You're keeping in the neck in alignment with the rest of the spine as you're activating those medial glutes. Still powerful here. Nice. We're going to lower the foot and then reach across with the right arm. Your hand can be flat if that feels better to you, especially for the stretch. And hold it there for a couple of breaths. Nice. Bring your right arm back up to the sky. If you prefer, you can come to fingertips, tinting the hand. And one more time, lifting up that through that. Feel those outer glutes, those medial, it's actually medial glutes, working to keep that leg high, pressing out through the foot. And then you can lower the right leg and let that right arm help pull you all the way back up. Take the hands to the waist and bring the right leg next to the left. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So we'll extend through that left leg, pressing again through the outer blade of that foot, which is pretty parallel to the outer edge of your mat, the short edge of your mat. Strong stacking the shoulders over the hips. Nice. We're going to just let that left hand lightly rest on the left leg, reaching up with the right. Palm is facing the left side. And then exhale, powerfully continuing to reach through that left arm to open up the right side of your body. We'll inhale, bring the arms parallel to the earth. Exhale, return to that stretch. Inhale again, arms parallel. Exhale, reach across. I might be doing an extra one on this side, but that's okay. One more time, we're going to add that stretch. And then we're going to open up the arms and move into that modified half moon pose by placing the fingertips or hand down. Again, not too far underneath, but in line with or slightly beyond the shoulder. And then before you even lift that left leg, you're going to squeeze the muscles of that leg and then start to lift it till it's parallel to the earth, pressing through the entire bottom of your foot, opening up the body and then reaching up through your left arm, keeping the neck in alignment with the rest of your spine. And everything's engaged, reaching to make it powerful, energetic, and let all limbs help you with this. Good. Keep the left arm where it is, but the left foot can lower. And we're going to bring the left arm across. And if you'd like to go to a flat palm, that gives a little bit deeper stretch. And then left arm back up to the sky, returning to that modified half moon. So this is something you can do a little later when we are moving into full expression if you prefer this. Great, and then left foot down, let the left arm pull you all the way up. Bring the hands to the waist and knees are back. So we're gonna come to standing. You can do that any way you want to, but if you wanna play with a little balance, you can tuck the toes under, sit back on the heels. You need to scoot forward like me. You can use your hands first to just come onto the balls of your feet. See if you can balance there for a couple of breaths. Of course, if your knees don't like this, you can just come up to standing any way you want. We'll be there in just a moment. And then come all the way up to standing. Nice. We'll continue facing the long edge of the mat and take a super wide stance, preparing for warrior two. So we're going to start with a right side warrior two. Right leg is going to spin out, and go ahead and make sure kneecap and toes are pointing towards the short edge of your mat. Back foot, heel's going to go out a little wider, and then you should be able to draw a line from that front heel to that back arch. As you engage the legs, stack shoulders over hips, and powerfully reach to the arms, palms down. As you keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, we'll start bending into the right knee, and careful not to lean. So once you bend into the knee, you may want to take your hands at your ribs and shift them back over so shoulders continue to remain stacked over the hips. And you're welcome to adjust the distance between your feet. You don't have to go this low to where leg is parallel, but that's kind of like full expression for the legs. Relaxing the toes, you can gaze out over that right arm, keeping the chin parallel to the arm, breathing in strength, keeping the belly drawing in as you lengthen the tailbone towards the earth and squeeze the thigh muscles of your back leg. Great. You can turn your gaze forward, release the left arm to the leg, and turn the palm up as you reach across. And open up that right side. And exhale, we're just going to do a couple dynamic stretches. So you can just bring your forearm to your right leg and reach across with the left arm. We'll come up again, go all the way into reverse warrior. Left hand lightly touching, right arm reaching across. Move slowly if you have any balance issues as you bend the elbow, forearm to leg, arm across. Keep pressing into the feet evenly. We'll go through that one more time, opening up into reverse warrior. And exhale, forearm to thigh, left arm across. Creating a diagonal line from the fingertips of your left hand all the way down to the outer ankle as you keep pulling and rolling that left shoulder blade back, left hip back. Right. So we're going to start moving into half moon pose. And for this, again, you could use blocks to help you, and you can also come down to what we did earlier. So it may be helpful to place your left hand on the waist as you gaze down at the earth. Feel free to watch me first and then come into it if this is a new pose for you. And then you can slide the back foot in a bit, releasing the left fingertips to the floor. It's going to be kind of behind and beyond your foot. You can kind of adjust that as you start sliding the back leg in, looking down at the earth. When you're ready, you can start lifting the back leg, lifting your left leg as you straighten the right knee. It can be helpful to keep looking at the earth as you then start powerfully engaging all limbs, pressing just like we did earlier through the sole of your left foot. As you open up the shoulder blades towards that imaginary wall behind you, lengthening both sides of your torso. For the arm, you can optionally lift the left arm up to the sky with the palm facing out. And continue breathing as you try to relax through the right toes. Not locking into the knee, but that right leg is straight. And then you're going to start bending into the right knee and slowly lowering the foot way behind you like you did to start. Let the left arm help bring you all the way up to standing. We'll place the hands at the waist. Turn all 10 toes in a bit. Maybe widen the stance. We're going to do in forward fold. Prasita Pada Tanasana. A few variations of this. With this first one, we're actually going to do just more of a stretch, but a couple of more rounds, we'll go into full Padmasana. So inhale, reach out through the fingertips. Exhale, hands back to the waist. As you engage the thighs, knees stay straight. As you hinge at the hips, so powerful core muscles, front and back body, to help you hinge forward and place the hands either on blocks or the floor. And we're just going to rotate. So bring your left hand under the center of your chest on the mat and lift the right hand up to the sky for a little bit of a twist. Your gaze can follow that right thumb. And pause there, feet pressing evenly. Getting a nice twist, breathing. Take one more inhale with the arm in the sky. And then as you exhale, your gaze can come down. Hand comes down. And then opening up to the left. So left hand leads up as you inhale and open up. Staying there for a couple of rounds of breath, checking not to strain your neck or your eyes as you gaze up in a place that works for you. Take one more inhale there. Exhale, you can look towards the earth as the hand comes down. We're going to go into kind of a funky little downward facing dog variation with the legs wide. So you can just walk the hands out a bit in front. And then just release your chest down towards the mat and slightly behind you. So head is heavy, shoulders relaxed, pressing into your fingertips. Letting some nice fresh blood get to your brain and your eyes. Still relaxing the toes, still keeping the knees straight. On your next breath in, you can lift your head away. Start to walk the hands back in underneath your shoulders. This will require a lot of strength through the core. So if you need, I'm going to show you a variation. If you need to, you could bring the feet in a little bit, bend the knees, and come up like this. Otherwise, you feel like you got that core strength. Keep the legs straight. Hands go to the waist. Draw the shoulder blades close to each other, and then inhale, come all the way to standing. All right, we're going to set up for warrior B on the other side. So may need to bring the feet in just a little bit depending on where they were before. And then spin the left leg out. Spin your right toes in. Heel lined up with arch. Stacking shoulders over the hips as you reach out through the fingertips with palms down. And exhale, bend into the left knee. Adjust your feet if you need to feel steady. As you keep that knee open and pointing over the toes. Adjust the shoulders if needed to stay over the hips. And then you can gaze out over the left hand in warrior pose. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Just allow yourself to tune into the energy of this pose as you lengthen through the fingertips. Feel powerful through your core, through your gaze. Evenly pressing through the feet. From Virabhadrasana 2, we'll open up into reverse warrior. So right palm can go to the sky. Right hand, left hand's to the sky. Right hand barely touching the right leg as you open up the left side of your body. Next exhale, you can bring the arms parallel first and then bend the left elbow to bring forearm to thigh and right arm across bicep near the ear. Again, we're not getting our head be heavy. Keep in alignment with the spine. We'll return to reverse warrior. So right hand will help bring you up and back. As the left arm takes over the power of the stretch. And then coming back to an angle. Left arm is on your leg. Again, reverse warrior, moving smoothly with your breath. Careful with those transitions, staying mindful as you move back into side angle. Nice. Last time in reverse warrior. I think I'm getting an extra on one side here and there, but that's okay. So from now in the side angle, we're going to move towards half moon pose. So you can adjust the feet, maybe bring the hand to the waist for a little more stability. And as you drag that foot in, your gaze can go down to the earth and then place your left fingertips, you're tenting your hand on the ground behind and outside the foot. When you feel ready, start to lift the right leg. So you have a 90-degree angle at the legs and straightening the left knee. And then that right sole of your foot, making a footprint on that side wall. Just slowly moving as you engage the legs, starting making the limbs alive, optionally reaching the right hand to the sky. Looking down at the earth will probably provide you with the most stability. And imagine your right shoulder blade rolling back, opening up the right hip a bit if needed. Still breathing. To come out of it, you can place your hand at the hip or leave it in the air. Start bending into the left knee. And as gracefully as today will allow, the right foot comes down to the ground. You lift your body up. We'll take the hands to the waist and move into a variation of Prasrita Padottanasana, variation A. So heels wider than toes. This is a forward fold. Inhale, reach out through the hands and arms. Exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale, lengthen the front body by a slight gentle arch up. Exhale, again, those pinkies can kind of remind you where the bend comes. Spine stays aligned as you hinge forward and place the hands on the mat. Well, one more time, inhale and kind of like a halfway lift where you can make sure the shoulders are away from the ears, the belly drawn in, lengthening through the spine. And you can always take the feet wider if you need to or like to as you start walking the hands back so they're more in line with the feet, and bring the crown of your head to or towards the earth. And that's where you may decide, I want my feet a little wider. If your head's easily getting to the mat, you may want them a little closer. So whatever feels good there. Now you're fighting gravity with the shoulders. So they're wanting to fall down toward your ears. But see if you can use those muscles of your back to bring them away from the ears. So you keep the legs straight with powerful thighs, relaxed toes. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees if they're in full variation, with palms flat. On your next inhale, hands stay where they are for a moment as you inhale into a halfway lift. And again, you have that other version of coming up to standing using the legs. Otherwise, hands come to the waist, squeeze the shoulder blades together, come all the way up to standing. You may want to heel toe in just a little bit. I'm going to be going through each side a couple more rounds. If the legs just need a little break, you can come to mountain pose and take a rest. Otherwise, we're going back to that right side, adding on a little bit. So inhale, reach out through the arms. We're going to Virabhadrasana B, warrior 2 or B. You can say either one, the same thing. Checking all those alignment things as you did before. And as you gaze over the right arm, let you quiet down and reflect for a moment. To reverse warrior, inhale, reach up with the right. And as you exhale, forearm to thigh, arm across, side angle. We're just going to do one more reverse. Exhale, forearm to thigh. This time, optional of reaching that left arm to the sky, turning the palm back, and then bringing either the back of your palm to your low back, or seeing if those fingers want to wrap all the way around to the thigh. And then you can take your gaze to the sky as you open up the left chest and shoulder. And then bringing the head back to neutral. You could move into half moon pose from here with the hand right there on your leg, or you can take it back up to the sky as we did earlier. The rest is the same. You'll probably want to look down towards the floor beyond your right toes and start to drag that left foot in slightly. Fingertips can tint onto the floor or your block, and slowly start lifting the left leg as you straighten the right. Hips and shoulders roll back. Ankle is bent into dorsiflexion, toes in neutral. And if you're coming in and out of the pose, no problem at all. It happens. I'm a little shaky today myself. You could take your gaze to the sky, by the way, but today I'm keeping mine towards the earth. I just know. To come out of it, we'll bend into the knee. Slowly place that right foot down. You can now reach the left arm to the sky if it's not, and come all the way up. Hands to the waist as you adjust your toes so all 10 are in, and they're in a kind of in line with each other. For next variation of Prasrita Padottanasana. Inhale as you reach to the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the waist. And inhale, lift your heart and gaze slightly up. And as you squeeze the thighs, you hinge at the hips and fold forward. This time bringing first 2 fingers to the inside of each big toe with the thumbs on the tip. And as you inhale, it's kind of another halfway lift, shoulders away from ears. And exhale, keep the elbows wide, shoulders away from ears. As you bring yourself forward into a full forward fold. Again, you can stick with that first option if you like that better, working towards getting the crown of the head on the mat without forcing it. And then breathing there. Resist gravity with the shoulders. Keep the elbows wide. Next inhale, it'll be a halfway lift. The fingers can stay at the toes if that's where you have them. And exhale, hands to the waist or to the legs. Inhale, coming safely all the way up. And as you exhale, we'll start setting up for a warrior 2, other side. Start with legs straight, shoulders over hips, reaching through the fingertips. Exhaling into warrior 2. Adjust as needed, then gaze over that left hand and reflect. Relaxing through the face. Reverse warrior, inhale, reaching up and back with the left. Exhale into angle with the forearm to the thigh. One more time, reverse warrior. Exhale, forearm to the thigh. And that left elbow can help keep the left knee open, so make sure it doesn't waver in. This time optional, left hand behind the low back, or fingertips reaching around to rest on the top of your left thigh. And you can open up and look towards the sky if you'd like. If you'd like to, right hand comes up to the sky again, otherwise stays where it is. As you turn your gaze down and start moving towards your expression of Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Powerfully reaching through both legs. Head and neck in line with the rest of the spine. And start bending into the left knee, releasing the right foot down. Right hand to the sky, come all the way to standing. Hands to the waist, all 10 toes angled in a bit. All right. Prasrita Padottanasana variation C, reach out through the fingertips on your inhale. This time you exhale, you can, if you'd like to, interlace the fingers behind you. Straighten the elbows, lift the arms away from the body, heart and head lifting. And exhale, you know where we're going, folding forward, working the crown of the head towards the mat. You may want to start with the palms all the way touching. And then after a couple of breaths, you can open up the base of your palms, keeping the fingers interlaced, getting a really nice stretch through your shoulders and chest. If your fingers are interlaced, you're going to just use your arms to help you to standing. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to the waist. We've got just one more variation of moving into Ardha Chandrasana with one final variation. So set up the feet and legs, reach to the fingertips, bend into the right knee. This time we'll basically go right into it. So we'll inhale first into reverse warrior. And as you exhale, start to make your way, fingertips on the floor. Some people do like just keep their hand on the waist as they move into the leg portion of the pose first. And then reaching up with the left hand. Now you can stay right here, or for just a little quad stretch, you can bend your left knee and take your left hand to find the front of the foot, kind of a hook, and then kind of press the thigh back and the foot into the hand. Kind of forgot to do this when we were down in our modified expression, so my bad. But it can be done on that earlier expression down with knee on the mat. And then we'll just open the leg back up, hand to the sky, bend softly into the knee to come all the way up. All right, hands on the waist. We're going to go ahead and move into the left side. So just the feet for warrior B on your left side as you open the arms and move into warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, and slowly make your way into your expression of half moon. Once there, optional of bending the right knee, grasping the top of that foot with your right hand, and then pushing the thigh open and back, into the hand. And then opening the leg up, bending into the left knee to come all the way up. Hands at the waist. Nice. Last expression, folding forward. Hands just stay at the waist this time. Inhale, reach out through the fingertips first. Then exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale, lengthen the body up, toes are angled in. Exhale, keep the hands there and just fold forward, lengthening your spine, crown of the head towards the earth, and shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, we're just going to come into a halfway lift, place the hands down, and heel toe the legs in till they're a little bit wider than hip width apart. You can angle the toes out and start bending into the knees, dropping the hips into a variation of Bakasana. You can, actually, we'll just go ahead and lower the hips all the way down. If that doesn't work for your knees, you can sit on a block or just make your way to a seated position. Otherwise, we're right here, palms at chest. Nice little stretch for the low back as we release the hands and just drop the head forward for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and make your way all the way down to the mat. And take the feet. I'm going to do an upward face, or basically a tabletop pose. So knees are bent, feet hip width apart, hands behind you, shoulder width apart. And we're just going to lift the hips up to the sky. And release the sit bones back to the mat. Good. Extend your left leg out in front. Hug the right knee in. This is kind of a seated figure four pose. So always an option instead of pigeon pose or even on your back. And with the ankle bent, you're just going to start rotating the leg. If available, you can use your right hand to hold the foot and see if you can get the elbow to the outer edge of your foot. If not, you can just hold on to the foot, okay? And the right arm goes around. You can interlace the fingers as you like. And again, don't let the foot just become lazy. You want to keep the sole of the foot pressing basically into your bicep and use the leverage there as you lift up and lengthen through your torso. Should feel a nice stretch around those hip muscles, and keep powerfully pressing down through the straight left leg, sole of the foot, toes to the sky. Rock your baby a little bit if you like. Find that special spot that feels best to you. Some of you know an expression where you can lay back with this pose. I don't think I have room, but if you know that and would like to, go ahead. And we will just take that foot down to the outside of the right thigh. Keep it into a simple spinal twist. You're welcome to bend that bottom knee into full expression of Ardha Matsyendrasana, or it can just stay as it is. As you reach around with the right hand, lengthen through the spine and twist to your right, keeping the collarbones parallel to the earth and the wrist in neutral, so not bending forward or back. Your tips are to the sky. As you inhale, gaze back to the front and release the elbow. Uncross the feet and straighten out the right leg. Moving on to the left side, bring the knee in close and then lift the foot up and use your hands again. Stay in dorsiflexion, so bent at the ankle as you find either holding on with your hands or bringing the foot up to your bicep and bringing the hands around. Use your internal levers of your muscle and your external levers of your arms to help lengthen through the spine as you keep right toes and kneecap toward the sky. You can stay still with the pose, closing your eyes or rock around a little bit. And find where you want to hold and enjoy this stretch with your eyes closed for a few breaths. If you laid back on the first side, you can do that now on this side. If you're on your back, you can rock back up. And taking it into a spinal twist, just place the foot outside the right thigh, toes facing toward the long edge of your mat. Optional full expression by bending that bottom knee. Otherwise, just place that left hand behind you and either the hand or elbow outside the left thigh. Inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you twist. And careful that right leg doesn't get lazy. If you have it straight, make sure knee and toes are still towards the sky as you twist on your exhale. And then breathe a few rounds here. Keeping the chin parallel to the earth, not leaning back. Eyes are soft. Inhale, gaze back to the front. Exhale, release the legs. Take both out in front. We'll do one more tabletop pose, or you can keep the legs straight for an upward facing plank this time. Hands are behind you. Squeeze the glutes and inhale, lift the hips up. And exhale, release back down. This is a perfect opportunity for those that have time to move right into a Shavasana. You can even hear up the last 10 minutes of last week's live if you'd like. Otherwise, if you need to wrap it up for now, when you find that seated position, just lengthen through your spine, relax where you can. Slowing the breath. We'll do one full breath together in a moment where we're inhaling through the nose and Exhaling through the mouth to let go of any remaining tension to prepare you for your day. So inhale deeply through the nose, all the way to the top, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Shrug the shoulders up near your ears on an inhale. Exhale, roll them back and down. Just enjoy this space for another couple of moments, observing what's going on inside. And then you can softly open your eyes, and hopefully that observation of that inner landscape provided you with some new clarity and energy for the rest of your day. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time